Alright guys, so welcome to day 34, and today we're going to continue on day 33 where we talked about redefining work, and we established that your work is different from your job and work is an expression of potential and what makes it meaningful work. So today we're going to be talking about how to find your real work, right? Or how to identify it, right? Rather, because it's not lost, you just need to identify it. So I already pointed out in some tips in the previous videos, right? So now I'll just highlight them. So number one is the things that you desire to do, right? Outside of school or your office time, the things that you desire to do, that you want to do in your free time. You're not being forced, you're not being compelled to do them, right? These are just things that you're naturally inclined to. Number two, things that you can do for an unusually long period of time, right? And something active, not just scrolling, right? Maybe it could be reading a book, it could be creating videos, it could be playing games, it could be sports and so on, right? Just things that when you engage in them, it looks as if time passes really fast. And then number three, which is not very common, but another way you can find your real work is to observe the things that draw your attention, observe the problems that draw your attention. You notice that there are certain problems in the world that you just take them personal, right? Maybe it could be a problem of climate change or the education system, the economic industry, and so on, right? So when you observe that you usually just have a lot to say concerning those things, or just have a personal connection with that problem, so you could be the one, right? Instead of just talking and nagging about the situations or the problems that are going right and just complaining about it, right? You could actually be something that you can work on, right? Because if it's something that usually engages you on a personal level, it means that if you are to engage it like in preferring the solution or being a part of the solution, you do also take it at a personal level too, right? And it will feel real, it will feel meaningful, because it will look like you're actually answering the questions that you've been asking all this while. You're actually the answer to them. So next we're going to be looking at how to turn the work that you do, this work that you've identified now, how to actually make it meaningful. Because yes, it's not just enough to just do things that you love to do, or to spend time on the things that you love to do, or to identify the problems that are peculiar to you, right? You have to know how to translate this thing into meaningful work. Else you just be a consumer, and you just be consuming. For example, if you read a lot, right, you just find yourself reading. If you play games, find yourself playing games. If you cook, right, find yourself watching videos or cooking and all of that, right? So how to turn those casual work that you enjoy into meaningful work is by moving from consumption to actually creating, right? So what that means, like, there's a quote that I read from a book that says that you should become the producer of what you consume the most, right? And so what that means, right, those things that usually spark your interest, could be cooking, could be driving, gaming, whatever, right? You don't just consume it, don't just watch people do it or just read about it, right? Actually engage it, right? If you play games, how can you make that habit or that hobby meaningful, right? And I remember I told you what comprises of a meaningful work is that it's able to serve others, that's also able to satisfy you. So how can you turn this hobby of gaming into something that's able to serve others? Is it in such a way that you can use it to make money to serve others, or building a game, or building a platform, building a community or gamers, right? Or if it's cooking, right, constantly engaging and coming up with new recipes. If it's reading, right, you're reading, but you're not just consuming, you're also writing. You're doing something related to literary work, right? So you're not just consuming, you're also creating. So that's one of the ways you can turn your casual work into meaningful work, right? So it's able to serve others at the same time. It's also able to satisfy your own cravings or your own desires and give you a sense of fulfillment. So so number two is find the contribution angle. How can this actually help somebody, right? So it's not just about you now. Your work is not just about you, it's for others. Tomorrow we're looking about service, purpose and service. But your work is not just for you. Yes, there's a sense of fulfillment, achievements that you get, but it's not for you. So think about this, this thing that I'm doing or that I love to do, how can I do it in such a way that it actually serves others, right? And so you think of ways you can actually, I gave some examples if you're reading, try writing, right? Or try doing something related to the literary art, right? If you sing or if you love music, try singing, try learning an instrument, try composing music. There are many expressions. For example, let me give you something now. If you love doing a particular thing, right, and you want to turn it into meaningful work, it does not mean that the meaningful work is the opposite of what that hobby is, right? What I mean is, like, for example, if you like music, what you should now do is to sing, right? You're not singing, right? You can be an instrument or instrumentalist or a composer or someone that deals with audio engineering, right? So it's diverse. So if you love or enjoy doing a particular thing, there are diverse ways there are varieties of ways that you can actually engage it, be creative in it, right? To create something with it that is actually able to serve others. In that you're able to see work as something meaningful, right? And so that your hobby is not just something you love to do, but now it has become work, right? But not your usual work, a meaningful work that you are excited to go about or that you are always anticipating to invest in. Alright. So I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from today's video. See you tomorrow.